when that was happening, I was going through the Quran Karim. And I was going through the Quran to see which ayat it is that is describing that event that was happening. Because the Quran is saying everything that is dry and wet, everything that is dead and life is mentioned in the Quran. That the Imam of the Mazhab, when he was giving a lecture, a man came, this is Imam Shafi, I forget which Imam it is, came and whispered into his ear, he paused and he continued talking. Another man came and whispered in his ear, he paused and he continued talking. And his murids were asking him, what is the secret to this? He says, I will tell you. The first man came and told me that everything that I put into this business venture, into a ship, to go and to make money, to make business, everything that I've owned, that ship sank. He told me that I've lost everything. And I was sitting there, I was standing there, and I was checking my heart to see whether my heart is going to jump because I lost this dunya or not. He says, my heart did not jump. My heart accepted. And I was satisfied and I continued teaching and I gave thanks to Allah. Then the other man came and whispered to my ear, no, there was a rumor. Your ship actually came and it brought riches 10 times more than what you put in. And he said, and I paused and I checked my heart to see whether my heart was jumping with happiness because of that. He says, no, my heart did not. He says, then I continued teaching. These are masters of their ego that they're able to control. And it brought them, it brings them so much power to be unveiled to Allah and for Allah to unveil Himself. Understand? So now, are we saying now, when you see injustice in front of you, then you're not supposed to feel angry? It says, oh, it's okay, this whole world is love, this whole world is peace, I'm supposed to... No, it is not. You see, there is haq and there is batil. You must be happy and you must promote what is haq, what is true. And whatever that is evil, you cannot have a spot of it in your heart. Because now, there is a farq in every Muslim now to have what? Amr bil Ma'ruf, Nahy anil Munkar. Now, the Imams don't say that. They don't say what is haq and what is batil. And if they do, the government says, shut up, don't speak. Because it doesn't fit into our agenda. So now, to love for the sake of Allah. To lead for the sake of Allah. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said to Hazrat Musa alayhi salam, Kalimullah. This is what you can do for me. Because when Allah asked him, he asked Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, what can I do for you? Allah says, what have you done for me? Yes, it says, I've prayed. It says that prayer is for you, it is not for me. It is protection for you. I fasted, it is for you, it is not for me. I'm not in need of your fast. I'm not in need of your hajj. I'm not in need of your sadaqah. I'm not in need of anything. I'm Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then Musa alayhi salam says, then what can I do here? And he said, love whom I love. And leave those ones there. Now, Holy Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, he was sitting and he was watching everything for 40 years. 40 years. Huh? Not 4 years, 40 years watching everything. Was he happy? No, he was not happy. But that anger against injustice now, was it in his intention now to bring every evildoer and to throw them into hellfire? Was that his intention? The Holy Prophet ﷺ, Rahmatul lil Alamin? No. His own uncle was one of his biggest enemies. So many uncles that he had, a few of them, they were his biggest enemies. But he came to them more than 40 times, 100 times to their feet and says, uncle, change. And his uncle says, no, I'm going to kill you. That mercy to the universe is teaching us now. You see injustice. Don't let that anger to overtake your heart now to burn. Of course, burning it is haram. You cannot even burn ants. Allah is the only one who's going to burn it. That's what Ibn Sabah did when he spread the poison of Shiism. And he's saying to the people who love the Ahlul Bayt, saying that Ali is Allah. Hazrat Ali called him forward and he says, "You are Allah." Hazrat Ali says, "Take this man and burn him." He started laughing. He says, "Don't you see? Didn't I tell you Ali is Allah?" Because Allah says, "Only I can burn him." So now, what are we talking about? The tricks and the traps. Hundreds and thousands of the tricks and the traps of the evil. Which is why in the Naqshbandi Tariqat, this in reality, this is politics. This is politics. How do I negotiate this? I'm very upset, but this is happening to this person. Okay, I shouldn't be upset because it's a young boy. You are negotiating with yourself. This is politics. You're sitting here, a kid comes and then yells at you. Father is sitting over there. You have a right, but now you're starting to work. You're not an animal that just, you're going to say something. You start to think. You start to understand. And you start to weigh everything, and you start to remember what did the Prophet did, alayhi salatu wasalam. What did the awliya did they do for over 1,000 years? What did they teach you about this? What is the wisdom that they brought? Then you can understand, you can control the situation, which is yourself. You control yourself. Which is why in the Naqshbandi Tariqat, you discover so many of the kings, even as in Indonesia and Malaysia, all their background is Naqshbandi trade. Because to understand, to rule over yourself, you can rule yourself, you can rule an entire nation. You can rule the whole world, because it's the same principles. Oh, so now you're starting to understand what it means to be a ruler. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the ruler. So now you will understand. A little. But this way is endless. Inshallah. It's just a little bit something. I hope it makes some sense to you. This balance that we're talking about, for instance, this is best understood by the word adab. Because adab, it is manners, it is very malleable. It's not rigid. Because there's adab and there's protocol at every stage, at every moment, at every time. Everything changes. The protocol of Ramadan is that you fast. If you decide to fast outside of the month of Ramadan, the protocol of that is, if you're invited to go to someone's house and someone offers you food, you have to, you cannot say I'm fasting. You have to take just a little bit to eat. Number one, not to show off. Number two, you're a guest. And this is adab. So, to understand, to use what tools, when and how. There are moments when the Holy Prophet ﷺ, he was so gentle, and he was so tender, and he was so soft. And there were moments when he was so jalal, that the vein in his head started popping out, and none of the Sahabis could look him in his face. And he was shaking. Because he is that one that the archangels say, I'm here at your service. Give me a command. I can turn this whole world upside down. So once you understand that, training in the adab, and it changes, then you know how to fix things. Now, something is happening, and it requires you to be upset, but it's not overtaking you. You can be upset. If the dog doesn't want to sit, you say, sit! People from the outside are going to say, he's very upset. But you know you're not, because your heart is not moving. But you're using the form, you're using the tool of that to achieve that result. Because now when you say that, you don't mean now that you're going to start to kill. But who's going to understand these things now and the intricacies of that? Selo, Belo. Who's going to understand that? Who's going to understand what is the intricacy of a shaykh, of a spiritual surgeon? That one is going to speak nicely, the other one is going to curse every single day, the other one is going to praise, this one is going to just step down. Who's going to understand that? We speak in allegory, we speak in metaphors, we speak in examples to us to understand just a little bit. Because you say you shouldn't be shouting, because it's very cutting. Yes, but the knife in the hand of a surgeon, the surgeon cuts. The knife in the hand of a butcher, the butcher cuts. But they're two completely different things. So, that is the balance that we're talking about. And it changes. And may Allah forgive me, inshallah. I don't know too much. I can only share what I've learned in my journey. If it makes sense, if it's useful for you, take it. If it's not useful for you, leave it. I'll take it. This is not a classroom where I say, you have to believe me. I'm serious. Huh? And leave it, I will take it. I know. And may Allah forgive me. And may Allah bless you, inshallah.